Raymar Fortuna, the account manager of Quartz Business Products, in the amount of 4,629,868 pesos with no discount and below the ABC. Again, 4,629,868 pesos and 00 centavos. No discount and below the ABC. Finally, the financial component of Joneco Marketing. The submitted proposal has tabbings, pagination, and signature on each page. Checklist, please.
Checklist for the financial component. Original of duly signed and accomplished price schedules.
Price schedule with signature submitted.
Other documentary requirements under RA number 9184 as applicable.
Not applicable.
For foreign bidders claiming by reason for their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or product.
Not applicable.
Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity.
Not applicable.
Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form.
Financial bid form signed by Miss Arlene Joy Nadado, the account manager of Joneco. And the financial the financial bid is 5,817,520 pesos. 5,817,520 pesos. No discount and below the ABC of the project. 817,520. So, Mr. Chair, here is the summary of the submitted proposal for today. The lowest submitted is from Quartz Business Products Corporation in the amount of 4,629,868 pesos. Second lowest submitted is from Joneco. Third is from Integrated. And last is from Pronet. iEquity was disqualified. So, in view of this, Mr. Chair, the technical working group is now recommending for the conduct of bid evaluation for all those proposals which were initially rated as passed to determine completeness of bids and to ascertain whether there are mathematical or arithmetical corrections in the financial submissions for consideration and approval of the committee, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you for that, Attorney Pham. So I have your recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation. Do you have any further comments from the members? If there's none, let's have a motion, please.
Motion, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Motion to adopt the recommendation of the technical working group for the conduct of bid evaluation for the bidders who have initially rated as passed, Mr. Chair.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation is hereby adopted and the motion is carried. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sa lahat po ng bidders po, maraming salamat po for submitting your proposal for today. And dun po sa na-DQ po, meron po kayong 3 calendar days. So thank you po. You are now excused po.
Thank you, sir. Bye
Maraming
po.
salamat.
Thank you.
We now move on, Mr. Chair, to item 3.1. This is a pre-bid conference for the project purchase installation of Airfield lighting system, RTIL PAPI FL, at Dipolog Airport, bid number 23-027-08, amounting to 50,314,236 pesos and 48 centavos, an ANS project, and this will be presented by Engineer Norik Baez.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, and to the other members of the committee. Secretariat, can we invite any prospective bidders who might be joining this conference?
Go ahead, Engineer.
Thank you, Attorney. Once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-bid conference for the project purchase installation of Airfield lighting system for consisting of the runway threshold indicator lights, precision approach path indicator, and floodlights at Dipolog Airport under bid number 23-027-08. As for the outline of the presentation, we're going to discuss or present the invitation to bid, followed by the ITB with corresponding BDS, GCC with corresponding SCC, the specifications, and the checklist. Then after the presentation, we'll open a session for the discussion and clarification uh, from any available prospective bidders for this project. Now, the CAAP through the COB for CY 2023 intends to apply the sum of 50,314,236 pesos and 48 centavos, being the ABC, to payments under the contract for purchase installation of airfield lighting system at Dipolog Airport with project identification number 23-027-08. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. CAAP now invites bids for the above procurement project. Completion of works is required within 120 calendar days upon receipt of the notice to proceed. Bidders should have completed a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2 of the ITB. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as specified in the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Interested bidders may obtain further information from CAAP and inspect the bidding documents at the address given from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on August 11, 2023 until the deadline of submission of bids from the given address and website, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB in the amount of 56,000 pesos, which is already inclusive of 12% back. The procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees by presenting the official receipt in person. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address on or before September 5, 2023, 9:30 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in ITB Clause 16. Bid opening, as mentioned, shall be on September 5, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. at the given address and or through Google Meet. Bids will be open in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. CAAP reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award a contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with sections 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised IRR of RE 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For further information, please refer to Mr. Gary M. Jadi with the given contact information shown on the slide. And you may also visit the website, CAAP website, for the downloading of the bidding documents. Moving on to the instruction to bidders with corresponding BDS, I'll be jumping on to the first entry of the ITB with corresponding BDS, which is clause or ITB clause 5.2 about the bidder's eligibility. So for this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be A, purchase, supply, delivery, installation of airfield lighting systems, and B, completed within 10 years prior to deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. For the subcontracts, subcontracting is not allowed. For ITB Clause 10.1, bidder shall submit all eligibility and technical documents as specified in Section 9, which is the checklist of technical and financial documents. Under Class A documents, legal documents, a valid field jobs registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Under technical documents, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided in sections 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RE 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents. And further, under ITB Clause 10.1, original copy of bid security, if in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. A certificate of site inspection duly signed by the ANS facility in charge or his or her duly authorized representative with the following documents as attachment: a copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection, copy of the airport or facility visitors logbook appealing the names and signatures of the inspectors, and the pictures of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with ANS FIC or his or her duly authorized representative. Project requirements, which shall include the following. Number one, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Number two, list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experiences. Number three, list of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. And then also an original duly signed OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. These shall include all the following documents as attachment to the OSS. A, the certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case against the government in addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed under 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. And B, legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service with respect to the non-pending cases of the prospective bidders against this authority and bid bulletin if any. Under the financial documents, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. And then lastly, under ITB Clause 10.1, for Class B document, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. So bids not complying with the above instructions shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 10.3, the prospective bidder shall submit or possess a valid pickup license, and in case of JV, a valid special pickup license and registration for the type and cost of the contract. Bidder shall submit, or rather meet, the following financial requirements for license categorization: single largest project completed, and allowable ranges of contract cost. For registration of contractors for government projects, these requirements shall be submitted together with the bid. For the license categorization, specialty SPNF or navigational facilities. For SLP ARCC, medium A, category B. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be disqualified. As for the list of contractors' key personnel, uh, the slide shows the minimum years of experience identified in this document as listed for the project manager, for the project engineer or licensed civil engineer, and the foreman. So bids complying with the above instructions shall be disqualified. As for the list of contractors' major equipment units, the minimum major equipment requirements are listed as shown on the slide, and the bids not complying with the above instructions shall also be disqualified. For the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. A, the amount of not less than 1,006,284 pesos and 73 centavos if bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft, or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit, or the amount of not less than 2,515,711 pesos and 82 centavos if bid security is in surety bond. And then further under bid security, bids will be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. For the sealing and marking of bids, each and every page thereof shall be initialed or signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form such as the page 3 of 100. Page number of last page of the document will be on the per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. And each bidder shall submit only one original bid. So this slide shows an illustration how to be able to comply with the previously mentioned requirement for the index tab, the pagination, and the signature for each and every pages. And then also the illustration of the table of contents. This slide also shows the illustration how the eligibility and technical requirements should be contained in one envelope while the financial proposal in a separate or second envelope. For the detailed evaluation and comparison of bids, partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot, and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. For the post-qualification requirement, further, the bidder with the lowest calculated bid that complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions shall submit its latest income and business tax returns filed through the EFPS, the business licenses and permits required by law, which consists of the legislation certificate, mayor's permit, tax clearance, and pickup license, the latest audited financial statements, and key personal licenses. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award. Provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of the IRR of RA 9184. For the signing of the contract, the following relevant project documents are required to be submitted by the successful bidder who submitted the LCRB as part of the contract agreement during its signing. A, the construction schedule, B, bar chart and S-curve, PERT CPM network diagram, manpower schedule, construction methods, equipment utilization schedule, and the construction safety and health programs approved by DOLE for the project. Moving on to the GCC with corresponding SCC. For sectional completion of works, it's not applicable. About the possession of site, which is actually 3.1, the CAAP shall give possession of all parts of the site to the contractor upon receipt of the notice to proceed. For the site investigation reports, certificate of site inspection signed by ANS FIC of Dipolog Airport or his or her duly representative. Inspection can be conducted any day of the week within, or rather between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. This slide shows the certificate of site inspection that would be attached to the bidding document, as well as a copy of the company ID and the copy of the airport or visitor's logbook. Under the warranty, there is a 1-year defect liability period plus 1-year warranty upon completion of works. And for the day works, no day works are applicable to the contract. Under the program of work, the contractor shall submit the program of work to the procuring entity's representative within 7 days of delivery of the notice of award. And the amount to be withheld for late submission of an updated program of work is the price amount of the contract. For the advance payment, the amount of the advance payment is 15% of the total contract price. And there is no further instruction for the progress payments. For the operating and maintenance manuals, the date by which operating and maintenance manuals are required is upon the completion of the project. The date by which as-built drawings are required is upon completion of the project. PDF or CAD files on the as-built plan shall be included as attachment to the required hard copy of the same upon completion of the project. And then the amount to be withheld for failing to produce the as-built drawings and or operating and maintenance manuals by the date required is 2% of the contract price. Now, moving on to the specifications. So instead of going through every single specification, Mr. Chair, and to our prospective leaders, I will focus on the highlights of the bid documents. For the Part A general requirements, following principal features of the works are included in the proposal or contract, which shall be completed in a single package, called for in the proposal or price schedule formats, and subject to all conditions set forth in the contract documents listed as follows. Itemized 1 through 13. And there is also specific requirements for the design and manufacture, which describes the materials and equipment shall work on the following environmental conditions. So listed on the tables are the specifications for the ambient temperature, relative humidity, maximum wind speed, and amount of rainfall. So the contractor shall submit the design documents to CAAP for approval within 20 days from the commencement date. CAAP shall be advised if any change in design is found necessary after original approval is granted. And then CAAP may require reapproval if they involve changes in concept, approach, quantity, size, or weight, power requirements, and performance. There is also specific requirements about the codes and standards as part of these Part A, where under this bidding document or part of the bidding document, there's a list of codes and standards that must be complied with by the materials, equipment, and that also of the works. As for the spare parts, the contractor shall assure the availability of spare parts of the same type of or substitutes of equal or better quality for at least 10 years after the issue of the acceptance certificate. The bidder shall submit certificate of after sales support for at least 10 years with the bid. As for the civil works or the site works, there are specific requirements describing how the excavation should be done, as well as the laying out of cables, no, as described here on the slide, briefly described here on the slide. And for the inspection, the contractor shall prepare and submit at least 30 days prior to any test carried out by the contractor, two sets of detailed test procedures and schedules to the CAAP for consideration and approval. Test procedures shall be comprehensive and shall demonstrate equipment hardware compliance with all the requirements of this specification. Now, this list of required tests are actually listed in the table under this Part A general requirements. Now, as for the Part B, the same, or rather more detailed specifications, no, are provided in the Part B and for covering the airfield lighting system for the PAPI, RTIL, and the floodlights. So I will now be moving on to the next part of the presentation, which is the bill of quantities. The BOQ is divided into 8 parts listed as also shown on the slide. And each of the main items of the BOQ has the corresponding material and labor costs as applicable. And then the total direct cost is determined after summing up the total materials and labor costs together with the mobilization cost. And there is also the OCM, or the overhead contingencies and miscellaneous, which comprise the total indirect cost. And the sum of the direct cost and in the indirect cost will determine the total project cost. As for the checklist, the list of documents as shown here under the technical component envelope is actually the same set of documents that I've previously presented under ITV clause 10.1. So I will not go through it one by one. So I'll be moving on to the next part, or rather content of the envelope, which is the financial component envelope, which is or should be comprised of the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. And for other documentary requirements under RA 9184, the original of duly signed bid prices in the BOQ and duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, and the cash flow by quarter. So that ends my presentation, Mr. Chair. Attorney Frank.
Yes, Mr. Chair. At this juncture, the technical working group as well as the end user are now ready to accept questions or clarifications from our prospective bidders. And I think we have two prospective bidders online. May we request them to indicate your name and the company you represent in our chat box in order for us to have records of your attendance today. Any questions po from our prospective bidders? May mga katanungan po ba mula sa ating prospective bidders po?
Good morning, Malcolm Ong from Evercon Builders.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. I have a query regarding sa BOQ, item 3.1, PPC duct 2x110 in concrete encasement. Saan area po ikakabit ito?
End user, please.
Saan pong item yun, sir?
Item 3.1, PVC duct 2 by 110.
Item 3.1. We will provide you with the drawing plan so that we could see, sir, yung item na ito, sir.
Sorry po.
Sir, we will provide you with the drawing so we could see kung saan po itong 3.1 na ikakabit. Specifically po, nasa underlabel po siya ng underground cables and manholes.
Okay.
Any other questions po?
Yes, regarding po sa item miscellaneous, item Roman number 8, one lot commissioning flight check inspection. Ano po ibig sabihin nito?
Shoulder na po ninyo sa costing yung flight check inspection na unlike before na kami po yung nagpo-provide. So kasama na po siya sa cost.
So yung flight check aircraft, etc. kasama na sa cost.
Yes po.
Okay. Regarding technical drawings, sheet number 1, 1 of 9, particular on PAPI 20.
Go ahead, sir.
Regarding PAPI 20, existing concrete fence, tanggal na po itong fence na to. And
Hindi pa po, sir. Actually, we just updated po from the area na hindi pa po natanggal. But we are considering po ito na will be used as a variation order in a case na hindi po siya natanggal ng area. We will just confirm po kung may budget po ang area rito regarding dito sa pagtanggal po ng fence doon sa PAPI 20 para ma-implement po yung project.
yeah, okay. Saka I understand yung after the fence, lubog na ata siya, swampy area na po yun. Sino po responsible sa embankment at malaking volume kasi yan?
Supposedly po that will be under the under the area. So it is not included po doon sa estimate natin sa embankment po for now. But we will coordinate with the ADMS regarding this yung tinatanong niyo pong area regarding po sa embankment.
Okay, thank you. Yung piping for floodlights, ilang tubo po yung gagamitin?
Wala po akong copy ngayon dito ng wala po akong copy ngayon dito ng number of items na gagamitin. For usually, ang estimate po natin again is around 12 meters po yung height ng
I mean yung conduit duct for cabling, ilang tubo po ang i-install sa floodlights? Under po sa drawing, sheet 2.
dito pa sa drawing.
Yung sa floodlights, sheet number 1, sheet 2, floodlights 1, 2, and 3, ilang tubo po yung ikakabit mo?
Okay, as of now, wala po kong data, no? We'll just confirm it with our engineer po.
Saka yung conduit crossing taxiway, shipping mix, ilang tubo po rin ikakabit mo?
Okay, we'll just confirm po ulit sa ating engineer po.
Okay. And one more regarding sa work durations, 120 days medyo maigsi yun. May request na ma-extend to at least 300 days kasi pag mobilize lang almost 1 month, nagawa pa ng site office. Tapos may flight check pa. Tapos imported materials yung iba. Hindi kakayanin ng 120 days.
Okay, we will consider the request, specifically po, depending po dun sa embankment pa kino-consider natin yung fencing. Thank you po.
Sir, if I may add, sir, the end user will try to look into your suggestion po or your request po, and then mag-issue na lang po ng bid bulletin kung ma-consider po yung request po ninyo.
Okay, thank you po.
Thank you.
Mr. Ong, wala na pong question, sir?
Wala
Okay. Any other questions po from other bidders? If wala na po, Mr. Chair, we can now close this item, sir, and we can now proceed with the next item.
All right, let's proceed, please.
Okay. To all our prospective bidders, thank you for participating today's pre-bid conference. We are looking forward to your submission, and we will just notify po through bid bulletins if there are changes or additions dun po sa bid documents po natin. Maraming salamat po. You are now excused po.
Thank you.